Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. How are we all doing today? I hope all is well with you. Nice to have you. And I just want to quickly bring to you the update about what is going on in between Nigerian government and Burkina Faso. And it was all started on TikTok. That was on Sunday when Nigerian government, noticed there was coup going on in Benin Republic. According to the report, Benin Republic president alerted Nigerian government for calling for help, and Nigerian government, of course, helped them. That is what they want us to believe. But we later realized, based on the post from French President Emmanuel Macron, so he said something about his communication with Nigerian president, the togetherness and the love they are sharing among each other, using one person to conquer another person. That has been the African trend. Once another African is weak, or when they are attached to one of these European countries, they always do their best to bring other African countries down. So Nigeria was not colonized by French, but the French government have noticed that Nigeria is so open for manipulation to help them advance their agenda in Sahel, and they are succeeding. So it was also reported that Nigerian government, there was a communication between Nigerian government and France, and they ordered them to airstrike in Benin Republic, meaning that when the coup was on, Nigerian government did not only hear that, they moved to strike Benin Republic. I have made 2 videos, if I'm not mistaken, in our second platform about it. You can check it out. But why I'm here this morning to bring to you this update here on this platform is not for any other thing, but to keep you updated, because another one has happened. After they moved to Benin Republic to strike suspected base of those military that championed the coup and all that. On their way going back, Burkina Faso noticed their presence in there because they made use of Burkina Faso airspace. They have somehow pulled them down, and that is the trending news. And it's not only that they put them down; they have successfully arrested all the soldiers that perhaps that carried out the airstrike. Anyway, I watched series of videos from Nigerian media talking about it yesterday. Some of them condemned the move because it is unconstitutional, because Senate is supposed to have give them the approval to go and strike in Benin Republic. People did not seek Senate opinion, because the power that be, which is now a European country, I don't want to single. We used to think it's about Britain. But now, based on what is going on, what has happened in Cameroon, between Cameroon and between Cameroon and Ambazonia, we can see how Norwegian government, their involvement to arrest or detain illegally the leader of Ambazonia, simply because of they want to continue moving the country the way they wish. Mention one country in Europe now that they can beat your chest and say, yeah, this country will not do this kind of thing. If Finland can descend too low, no other country is exempted. I don't believe that. I stand to be corrected. But what happened yesterday and the move of Nigerian government, without even bothering about the country constitution, they decided to do what they think that is best for them, by making sure that striking Benin Republic is a good thing. So today, the Burkina Faso and their media, a lot of news outlets, news platforms, they are now reporting this issue that Burkina Faso have successfully, captured Nigerian military and their aircraft. Everything seized as we speak in Burkina Faso. Breaking: a Nigerian C-130 military aircraft violated the airspace of the Alliance of Sahel States. That is AES, Alliance of Sahel States. Okay, this morning, following the violation, Burkina fighter jet forced the aircraft to land at the Bobo Doloso airport, that is in Burkina Faso. The incident was confirmed a few minutes ago on ORTM, Malian State Television. In reaction, Colonel Asami Gote, president of the AES, that is Alliance of Sahel States, Sahel State Confederation, has just authorized the systematic shutdown of any aircraft that violates the airspace of the Confederation without prior authorization. A new demonstration of force from the AES countries against Nigeria and ECOWAS. The country that comprises this AES are Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. Look at them here, and these are people, the country have made a way. They have distanced themselves from the so-called, ECOWAS, because ECOWAS happened to be a puppet to Westerners, Europeans. So, Tinubu in his, how many years now, taking order from this young guy from France, is laughable. Look at Cameroon, ancient of days there, yet taking order from Macron. Look at all of them. The problem of Africans is not, some people say that African youth are supposed to do this, they're supposed to do that. How can you do it when your elders and your so-called experienced people are misbehaving? Here is the announcement from the state of, I believe, Mali, if I'm not mistaken. Let's hear this because, this guy, Chuk, said, reports indicate that 11 Nigerian military personnel have been detained in Burkina Faso after their aircraft made an emergency landing and was caused of violating AES airspace, that is Alliance of Sahel States. All right, hear this.
Appartenant à l'armée de l'air de la République fédérale du Nigeria, de type 530, a été contraint de se poser ce jour 8 décembre 2025 à Bobo Dioulasso, au Burkina Faso, à la suite d'une situation d'urgence en vol, alors qu'il évoluait dans l'espace aérien burkinabé. L'avion militaire avait à son bord deux membres. So this is in French language. I believe that many of our listeners here, it is a strange language to us. So I'm not gonna, capitalize on that. We just overlook some of these things because the only way to understand what is happening now is if you have understood what happened, why Burkina Faso, why Mali, Benin Republic military soldiers, organized that coup in the first place. They organized it because of the bad governance, and many African youth, many African military now are not happy how the so-called democratic countries are being sidelined when it comes to issue that matters because they always take instruction from the West. So, and then they will turn around to tell you that they are celebrating independence. What kind of independence are you celebrating when you are taking everything, your instructions, all your decisions come from them? Do you know that even Arrested Masnamukano was spearheaded and supported or backed up by countries in Europe? Of course, Britain is the one. But the only thing I want us to understand is that it is not a child play. Like, people are not joking. Honestly, if not that Fulani have different agenda, Nigeria would have been taken over again by military. But the agenda of Fulanis are just very, very straightforward, and it's more brutal than they can take. That's why some of us that think that somehow Nigeria will take this kind of shape. It's not true. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because the agenda of Fulani, those who would have done that, they have different agenda from military regime. Burkina Faso TV just gave an update. The Nigerian intruding aircraft was forced to land and all its crew arrested. They claimed the aircraft looked suspicious. It was carrying out operation in Benin. All Nigerian soldiers on board have been arrested. any non-AES, Alliance of Sahel States aircraft that enters their space, that enter their airspace, will face consequences. Burkina Faso will not tolerate France using Nigerian to attack it. You get the point? Because every individual understand that Tinubu just messed up. Because when I noticed yesterday, when some people were celebrating, oh, it is good that we show of force or show of power in the Africa, that we still show that we are still the giant of Africa by taking that shot. Because when the Republic president, when he was afraid about the coup, when the coup was going on, he placed call or he alerted other countries. Only Nigerians stood up to carry out a strike. Why? Because it was powered and financed, not financed, it was being instructed by France. And that triggered the anger of Burkina Faso. That is this alliance of Sahel states. It triggered the anger because these are countries that they have forcefully pushed France away from that place, and using Nigerian as a cover up. They have dictated that, and they're not gonna tolerate that at all. That is just a fact. So we have to continue because there's so many people are reacting on this. I chose to bring it this way because I want you to see the opinion of different people. This person called Hamlet said Burkina Faso don't seize Nigerian military aircraft after emergency landing in Burkina Faso territory. Okay, speaking in pidgin English, Burkina Faso don't seize Nigerian military aircraft after emergency landing in Burkina Faso territory. You don't want to tell what when you hear emergency landing, it sounds like the aircraft is having issue. No, they are the one that forced them to land. They claim Nigerian violate their airspace, but you guys told me Ashwaju is controlling Africa with a laugh. I mean, it's another proof that they are being controlled and they are being forced to land. This is with them when they were landing in Nigerian aircraft. You can see it here, Nigerian Air Force. Look at it here. C-130. Okay, look at it here. This is when they drag them down. They did not just land because they want to land. They landed simply because they have been used by France. And Burkina Faso and other Sahel states, as they call themselves, they don't take it lightly. So this Nigerian, as you can see here, Nigerian aircraft that probably carried out the airstrike on Benin Republic, and they make use of Burkina Faso, or Burkina Faso have a way of getting them down. And who is now the giant of Africa? Please, I'm just asking. Who is actually the giant of Africa? If Nigerian government, if they have some brain, Nigerian government have what it takes to even stop France. They have what it takes to build themselves up to even stop France. How many years Nigerian have gotten? How many years of independence? The so-called independence, 60 something, heading to 60, heading to 70, 60 something now, right? Then they have not succeeded in standing on their own, making decisions that the world will look at them and say, "Wow, you have my respect." Is it the resources to equip to build your defense system and your military? No, but a military that is answerable to Arabian countries, those countries that want to carry Sharia law and the jihadists and everything. That's what they're answerable to. So our brother from the south, from Yoruba, from south, all these are our brothers in military. They understand this, but because if you ask them, they will tell you that no job, no job. So you want me to stay without any job? Look at it here. The Nigerian Air Force C-130 that made emergency landing in Burkina Faso. The video is here. I'm just playing it for you to see. And a lot of people have reacted on this. So many people. This document said this person posted this one said, this is official document from them, I believe, telling you what has happened and all that. Look at it here. And this is AES, as you can see on the screen. I don't want to waste much time downloading it to expand it and all that, because Literally, what they said here is, although it's even in French language, so there's no need because we are not. I don't speak French. So, in summary, the AES claimed Nigerian Air Force C-130 aircraft violated Burkina airspace, Burkina Faso airspace, and conducted an emergency landing in Bobo Dialosa. That's I believe is the name of this town, or maybe capital city of Burkina Faso. I don't know. Burkina Faso today, the statement says that any unauthorized aircraft violating AES airspace will be neutralized. They are not capping. They are not joking about it. Okay, they are not joking about it. So this is the news. This is the what is making headline news this morning, and I decided to bring it to you because we have to keep ourselves informed on what is going on. Some Nigerian news platforms are somehow kind of happy about the airstrike, but at the same time they will tell you that Nigeria is a sovereign nation that America should stay away. Why must we invade another country? But in how many seconds or how many minutes they informed Nigerian government to take action in Benin? They took off immediately without consulting anybody. If you ask them, they will tell you it's an emergency control, whatever, emergency. But that it's not as if Nigerian government, looked at what was going on in the Republic and say, okay, we need to go there to protect democracy. No, it was France that pushed them to do that. Breaking: the Alliance of Sahel States reported that the Nigerian military aircraft violated a Confederation's airspace. 11 Nigerian soldiers, 11 on board of the C-130 cargo plane, are being held in Bomba Doso, Burkina Faso, after they conducted an emergency landing in the city. The alliance ordered maximum alert for the Confederation's air defenses. So both of them alerted each other to be alert. Nigeria cannot push us to where we have outgrown, we have outgrown France, and they are now pushing us back to France. Our own brother, Joseph Okechukwu, said, whoa, did we just got ourselves into a very bad mess? I am hearing that not only did about 11 Nigerian personnel got detained in Burkina Faso for violating their airspace, new faction of Benin's military have also joined the coup against President Talon, meaning that as they are celebrating, they disrupt the coup in Benin, trying to seize or jail the other soldiers. That new soldiers have recruited themselves in support of the soldiers that conducted that coup in the first place, meaning that the coup plotters are gaining more strength if case not taken. And what do we expect when Burkina Faso and Niger and Mali have already they have woken up to stop this imperialism, to stop this manipulation, this agenda of advancing or promoting European countries against the Africans, against the countries in Africa, because they see African as a kind of garden where you can just go and harvest. All right, and the funny thing is that they're not even farming anything; they are the ones that only to harvest. Look at the insult from former British Prime Minister. Okay, look at what he said in Nigeria when he was in Imo State a few days ago. He said, and I quote, "We send you people whiskey, and you guys send us oil, crude oil, and best of your brains." The intelligence one, the name of, we are going to UK to study. You are going to America to study. It's good to study there, but they will end up working and helping the medical the medical team in those countries, because one of the best doctors in all these countries, most of them are Nigerians. And when you hear Nigerians, basically Igbos and Yorubas. Oh, you want me to say Fulani? They play. They play. I am hearing this. This was right after ECOWAS agreed to militarily intervene in Benin to install order. Does anyone else see where this is heading? Does anyone see where this is headed? Personally, I understand what he's trying to say. because it's not gonna be easy as they think. It's not gonna be easy. So this is also another inferred language, and the background stand is not helping matter. So my people, I believe you have captured the information this morning. I believe you are aware, you have been informed about what is playing out, and just like what Joseph likely said, where the whole thing is seems to be heading. Honestly, the presence of America. Let me just say it before we end. The presence of America in so-called fact finding after receiving series of meetings and everything, I hope it's not a way of dodging the responsibilities. Because to be honest with you, I don't believe there's any law whatsoever about, like sometimes we Biafrans said, or some people say, and not only Biafrans, that it is my right, it is my right. Oh, I have right to defend myself. I have right to agitate. I have right to this, do this, I have to do that. Yes, you have on paper, you have right. But practically, it is about interest. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. On paper, you have right. But in practical terms, it is all about interest. That's why you see somebody, you have right to that defend yourself, you have right to protect your territorial integrity. But if you don't go with interest, offer your interest to content that will back you up, you go nowhere. If you like, have series of meetings from now to the agenda come. If I am happy, if I am the leader of Biafran movement, I will not even go to any country just because I want to table my problem to you. I will emphasize more on your own interests. When we are free, what will be in fact the benefit of you supporting us is what I will table to you. Yes, I will table it to you. I will let you know what it, because that is how all that, even the so-called dependent country now, okay, or independent country, both dependent and independent, all of them are still showing interest. The alliance of Saudi Arabia with America today is about interest. Both of them are sovereign nations. They can defend themselves. But at the end of it all, the reason why Iraq, Iran, all these Hamas territories are against Saudi Arabia somehow now is because of the friendship between U.S. and Saudi Arabia. And this, why? Because Saudi have understood that they want to boast they want to live like other advanced countries. They want to be involved in day-to-day activities, the leadership, what is going on in the world. That's why the Southern football team now, the football league, they're now buying players from Europe. Cristiano Ronaldo, as we speak now, is playing in Saudi Arabia. Neymar of this world, many top players that are at the verge of retirement, they will go there. Why? Because they want to host World Cup as well. Some countries that it doesn't matter. They have realized that dropping the agenda of Islam without holding it so dear like they used to do is a way of promoting themselves and just to belong in today's day-to-day activities of the world. They are doing that and they are progressing on that as well. But when you see some people that don't even know how to build, how to have a clean water, how to running water in your cities, you don't even know what sewage system is all about. They don't even know the importance of electricity. They are the one telling you that how to implement Sharia law, how to do this and do that. But Saudi, where the whole thing centered, have moved on. Even though some people say they're still cutting some hands and all that, but I believe it's still a rumor. I don't know if it's entire the whole because both Emirates and all of them, the way they are living, they are doing that these days is not the same way like other places. But the American and the Saudi are a very good time. Donald Trump, it's about interest. Trump presented interest to them. They presented their own interest to Trump, and they are friends. So American government is all about interest. You have to show them your interest, and I believe Nigerians have realized that That is what will be, when they started having the conference after conference, fact checking, and all these things. My fear is that they must have received some interest that we wave away the so-called right. What did you think that turned Finland to what it is today? What do you think that turned their minds of Finland? Immediately, Nigerian government present interest to them. They use clean off the right, and that is what pushed everything backward. So Biafran should learn from that. I hope the leaders, if they come across this video, maybe let them try and put it into practice. We have what it takes. We have it. The only thing is, how do you present this interest to the people of the world? Burkina Faso is there. Yes, it doesn't matter. You don't mind. Just present the interest to them. Present a very strong interest to them, and see how far you can go on that. Please make sure you like the video and let me know what you think about all discussed so far. Remember, we are not agitator. I am not a freedom fighter. My own is to bring to you the truth and the light for you to see what is going on. You have the final decision. We don't promote criminality. We don't promote violence or kidnapping or killing of anybody. We just do our own content. All right? Take care and see you again. Bye bye for now. God bless you all. Good morning.